Story time of how I found out a guy I was talking to had a freaking wife. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I'm still shook that this happened. So shook. I actually cannot believe I'm about to tell the story right now. I met this guy last week at a club. See, we're already off to a bad start. Okay, so yeah, I was at the club with one of my friends and we were sitting at a table with a bunch of salt and peppery men. So we're at this table, there's 35 and like up men, and then there's like all these young girls. So that should have been the first red flag. I noticed this guy eyeing me and I'm like, he's kind of cute. I've never had a salt and peppery guy before. But anyway, I think he introduced himself. Well, let me give him a different name. So let's call him Brad. That's pretty close. So he introduces himself and I ask him how old he is and he tells me he's 36. Right off the bat, this man was flirting with me heavy. Like heavy. Like it got a little crazy. So anyway, I was feeling him and then my friend was like super drunk. So she was like, I need to go back home. So I was like, all right, I agree. So I get this guy's number and he saves in my phone as Brad and then just the first letter of his last name. Like not the last name. Whatever, I go home. He starts texting me a little bit, something about like, oh, like, when are we leaving? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I already left, so I don't know what you're talking about. I get home. This man literally calls me on the phone for an hour. This man is flirting with me. I don't need to say more. It was very intense. And what's funny is that I had asked him, I was like, so why are you still 36 and single? And he's like, let's move on to the next topic. I was like, okay, like I didn't think anything of it. And then I had asked him what his last name was. And whatever, he gave me some like random last name. I don't know what to even like. Let's just say it's like Haberstein, right? Let's just say. Girl. I fully made fun of his last name. Like I was like, who has a last name like that? Like that's such a silly last name. Like that's how I flirt, is I kind of just like make fun of the person. So whatever, we get off the phone. The next day, I'm like, I kind of like this guy. I could see myself, you know, like going out with him. And so I waited until like 2 o'clock to see if he would text me. Spoiler alert, he didn't, but I texted him. So I texted him and I was like, I'm sorry, what was your last name again? Because I wanted to like save it in my phone. This message started off as an iMessage, but then went through as a text message. And I like waited. I waited like an hour just to see if like maybe it's like he doesn't have service or something. No, dude, it went in as a text message. Tell me why. I fully sat there and I was like, did this man block me? Like I had such a weird feeling and that never happens to me. I usually don't think anything of these things. But this time I was like, did this man spend an hour on the phone with me last night at 2 a.m. and he blocked me? By the way, this is the best brown pencil ever. This is from MAC. I literally use it. It transforms my eyes. But anyway, so I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call him and I'm going to see if for real he blocked me or not.